Hey guys, it's me, Marty. So, first of all, let me start off by apologizing for not getting a video up yesterday. I was just really out of it and could not think straight to even think of an idea on what to post. I didn't want to put up a crappy video because I think I've done one or two of that, and I really don't want to do that. I would think it would be much better to take a break and not put up something crappy than put up something not that great and just to fill a spot. So I hope you guys understand that. Anyway, hopefully we will be back to our regularly scheduled everyday thing after my day off. So today I want to talk about something involving trans life again. I know I get a lot of people who ask me, questions they want to understand, and I love answering questions. Whenever people ask me questions about being trans and they want to understand, I'm happy to explain, because the more people I get to understand, the better, and it would make, because the world really does not know that much, it seems, about when it comes to trans people. Like, if you don't know a trans person, you probably don't know much. There's certain questions that you shouldn't ask, or there's certain ways that you shouldn't ask them, and I'm just gonna go through a list of them here. So this is kind of like what not to ask a trans person. Because, there's some things that are okay to ask, there's some that it varies by person, there's some that you just shouldn't. So the first one I'm gonna go and get out of the way, because it's the first one pretty much on all these lists, and a lot of people still don't seem to get it, is don't ask about the surgery. Don't ask about stuff like that. It would be weird if somebody were to walk up to you and ask you about what's going on down there. Like, you would look at them and be like, what the hell? Like, that's none of your business. But people feel like with trans people, they can walk right up and ask them. And it's sometimes weird to be asked that, especially by people you don't know. It's like, okay, well, do you want to tell me about what's going on down there for you? But it's just something, unless they bring it up to you, you really shouldn't ask them about that, because it's kind of really invasive of their privacy, like it would be invasive of yours. Another thing would be the name. Some people are all like, oh, what was your name beforehand? What was your real name? It's like, no, the name that I have right now that I told you is my real name. And there's the people who don't respect it and stuff like that, but there's no need. Why do you need to know my old name? Like, that's in the past, that's gone. Like, I'm not gonna go and ask you, like, all of your old information that has changed. Sure, it might not be as big of a deal for you to tell me, but still, it's not really a needed thing. And also, the fact that people don't like to respect a trans person's, like, name or pronouns. And if you're never sure about somebody's pronouns, like if you're out shopping and you see somebody, it's like, oh, I'm not sure if, what they prefer, don't be afraid to go up and just be like, hey, please, I hope that this doesn't, bother me that I'm asking you this, but what pronouns do you prefer? Because, a lot of people, like, it's happened to me, and I really appreciate when people do that, because it shows that they want to be respectful. Sure, it might be awkward to ask them, even I'm awkward at that, but it's still something good and respectful to ask people instead of just assuming. Like me, I just save myself a little bit of time until I actually know the person. Pretty much with anybody now, I just use they and them. I use gender neutral, so I'm right there in the middle, and I, say either way, and then once I find out otherwise, then I'll adjust accordingly. So whenever you hear me saying, oh, they or them, and I'm pretty sure you've heard me when I tell stories about myself, I tend to use gender neutral a bit more, and I'm not quite sure why. Like, I'm okay with she and her and whatnot, but I seem to like to use, probably because I do it around my mother, because she would be probably very weird if I used female pronouns about myself around her, so I just use neutral, and I don't think she really catches that. Another thing is, unless they specifically are showing you, there's no point to ask, oh, can I see what you look like beforehand? Like, there are some people who want to be like, I want to completely forget that. Like, I know that there are some people out there who completely, like, when they started the transition, they destroyed all of their pictures from when they were living life as the gender that they were assigned at birth, besides the one that they felt, with their gender identity. So there's some people that, everybody you shouldn't ask, but there's some people, first of all, they can't show you any pictures because they don't have any, because they don't want to remember it. And people like me, at least as of right now, I don't mind showing people, like, because it's like, I have videos from way before I started to transition, so that's kind of out there forever, and, Facebook and all that. But you really shouldn't ask, oh, hey, what did you look like before? Because, again, that's something, so to me, I still think it's kind of cool to see, but it's something you don't, unless they specifically are like, yeah, this is my before, and this is, obviously my after. then don't ask. One other one, and I think this might be the last one, and this one kind of gets under my skin, but I mean I kind of understand because again people are kind of still ignorant to the issues, and hopefully people talking about them more like me and other people that are a lot bigger in the world like Laverne Cox and Caitlyn Jenner and stuff like that will help people understand more. But one of them, and this one just is really is just, when did you decide that you wanted to be a girl? It's like, no, that's not how it works. It's like I've always felt that way inside, and the most decision that I made was to actually be honest with that. I've always felt that way. That has always been who I was, and it's just, that's who I am. There was no like, I woke up one day and was like, you know what, I'm bored with being a guy, I want to be a girl now. No, it doesn't work that way. Pretty much almost every trans person, I mean there are a few people who don't, but almost every single one, like literally that's like from their earliest memories, that is like always like what they can remember is that they didn't feel right or comfortable in their gender. Alright, well that is actually all for now. Those are all just some questions that I get asked. It's really hard because when people come and they genuinely want to know and they genuinely are like, hey, I want to understand what you're going through, like how it all works, all these things, and then they ask some things like that, I don't want to be mean and be like, no, you can't ask that, no, you don't ask that. So I kind of just, oblige and answer because I don't want to. I know a lot of people get turned off on the fact that if they were asking me and trying to understand, and if I were to attack them and be like, no, you can't ask that, no, that's not cool to ask, they would be like, wow, I don't really want to ask any more questions because now I'm worried I'm going to ask the wrong thing. Now I'm worried that, I'm going to offend and upset you. I mean, it doesn't really offend or upset me, it just makes things kind of weird and awkward, and some of them questions I know that it's more just a curiosity thing and there's no point really behind them other than to sate your curiosity. But I mean, I can't in person shoot people down. Online maybe a little different. I could be like, that's not really any of your business, but okay. But I'm different. I have been pretty open about my transition to pretty much anybody that asks. Like if a random person were to message me and just ask questions and stuff like that, I would pretty much answer whatever just because I want people to understand every little aspect, because that's the biggest issue I think in the country right now is people don't understand. They don't know what the different things are. They don't know how to ask the questions. The media still is learning how to talk and answer questions about trans people. So it's a learning experience for the whole country. And if I can even help a handful of people understand and know better, that could be, so much help because then they could pass that on to people who ask them, and then it's just, cascading waterfall effect of knowledge. Alright, well that is all for now. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it to everybody. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, which is right up in that corner, and geez, I keep doing that every time. I don't think I'm ever gonna get it right. Yeah, be sure to check me out on my social media down in the description bar below where you can stay up to date on the latest with my videos and random adventures and stuff like that, even though more or less on my Facebook page I just kind of post my videos. It's more or less Snapchat where it's at. Alright, well I guess that is all for now. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!